is your news show. Coming up this week, we hear your hopes for 2024.
Everyone in the world to have freedom and a safe home.
And would you ever fancy becoming a farmer? Well, these guys want more of us to get involved.
I love animals and I wanted to learn a lot more about them and much more about where my food comes from.
Happy New Year! And welcome to the first FYI of 2024.
As usual, we'll be bringing you the week's top news stories.
And here in the UK, many New Year events were cancelled as storms hit the country, causing flooding and damage to people's homes.
The extreme winds have made things very challenging at airports. Check out this aeroplane struggling to land at Heathrow.
Meanwhile, around the world, many countries were celebrating the New Year. But some of the traditions are pretty unusual.
Yeah, we weren't sure if they were fake news or fact, so we did some digging. See what you think. First of all, let's head to Denmark. We read that apparently it's tradition to keep hold of a chip plate all year, and then on New Year's Eve, you smash a plate on a friend's doorstep to bring them good luck. But is that true?
Or how about this story we found from Spain? Is it really true that when it gets to midnight on New Year's Eve, people eat 12 grapes each time the clock strikes?
Are these stories fake news or fact? We'll let you know later in the show. So Scarlett, have you got any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I have a couple this year. My first one was to spend more time with my family and not as much time on my phone. And the other one was to do revision for tests as much as I can. So, have you got any?
I don't have any, but some people think they're a waste of time and not particularly good for your mental health.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, we want to hear what your resolutions and hopes are for 2024. So here's the FYI News Club at Godwin Junior School.
I do make New Year's resolutions because I think it's a good way to start fresh and have a routine and stuff and a goal to go to for that year.
Me and my family don't really make New Year's resolutions, mostly because we don't really believe in it. You don't really need a resolution to be better.
My family, actually, they started to go a bit vegetarian for 1 week, we didn't eat any meat.
Yeah, I do think we should try and eat less meat because it helps the planet. It makes you more healthy.
Maybe my New Year's resolution would be to probably eat less sweets because I do love sweets and I probably do eat them quite a lot.
It would probably be to help as many people as I can.
My New Year's resolution would be maybe recycle more because sometimes I accidentally throw something in the bin when it's supposed to be recycled and then it's really bad for the planet and for animals in the sea.
My one wish would be everyone in the world to have freedom and a safe home for them to live and have warmth.
My wish is that we can plant more trees because it makes you really relaxed and it's really calm.
My hope is that people that don't do much for the climate would actually decide that they want to.
I do have a worry about all the animals and climate change, about how if way more trees are cut down, lots more forest fires, more pollution and littering around the world.
I think the government should be worrying a bit more about future generations because by the time this generation of the adults has done, they'll be long gone before we start suffering from the effects of it. So I think the government should be worried about us more and they should help us get the education we need.
Thanks, guys. Well, did you know there is actually a way of telling the government what's worrying you? If you live in England, then until the 19th of January, you can take part in a national children's survey called The Big Ambition, where you can share your thoughts on what you want the government to do to make children's lives better.
Just head to our website for more details. first.news/FYI. We'll be reporting on the findings here on FYI later this year.
January can be a tough time though. The holidays are over and some of you might be experiencing the winter blues. I mean, this dark weather's making me feel a bit gloomy.
Yeah, same. Well, we got hold of FYI's child psychologist, Laverne Atribus, for some advice. Hi, Laverne.
Hi there.
So, why do so many people feel down at this time of year?
I think it's pretty ordinary to feel quite down, a bit gloomy at this time of year. You know, the Christmas holidays come at the perfect time. You know, it really breaks up the term and everybody's ready for something a bit different. We're creatures of habit, so probably got into a few routines, quite liking the sort of low-key way of being at home. And there it is, the end of the holidays, and you've got to get back to school. You look outside the window, it's pretty gloomy, a bit dark, and it's not the most inviting sort of place to get back into. So the winter blues are pretty ordinary.
Yeah, like you get so excited for Christmas, you know, like spending time with family and friends, and there's such a build-up. And then when it's over, people can feel quite disappointed, and then, you know, as you said, the weather adds to it. So have you got any everyday tips that can help us beat the winter blues?
I think the first thing to do is to accept that you might be feeling a bit down, but actually this is a good time to be doing something quite useful, perhaps sorting yourself out before you go back to school. And I think although it doesn't feel the most appealing thing to do, getting outside at this time can be really, really helpful. It's a good distraction. You might go for a walk with your friends, walk the neighbour's dog or your own dog, but being outside in nature, we know has really good restorative qualities. It makes us feel better. I suppose the last thing I'd say is, if you think that you've tried a couple of those things and you're still feeling a bit down, make sure you go and talk to somebody about it.
That's really helpful advice. Thank you so much for joining us, Laverne. Bye.
Bye then.
Well, like Laverne said, one way to keep your spirits up is getting outdoors, and Myah's been doing just that. She's been mucking in with some young farmers and finding out why more young people are needed in farming.
The number of young farmers in the UK is dropping, but I've been invited to a young farmers club in Essex to find out why these guys love farming. Why did you first start coming here?
It's just different to what you would learn like in school, and it's so nice to learn something new each week.
Why were you like interested in farming?
I think it's for a lot to do with like my anxiety and stuff. I find that animals help me relax, and I've met like a great group of people as well.
Farming is a very important industry because it produces the food that we eat.
This is a small-scale farm which produces meat and crops. Here, the animals have the space to roam outside, and it's known as free-range farming. But large-scale industrial meat farms often come under criticism from climate campaigners, who say they do damage to the environment. Some think we should eat less meat to lower our carbon footprint.
Obviously, lots of people still eat meat, but do you think it's important to continue eating meat and making the right choices about the meat that you're eating, or just shut it off completely?
I think it's completely up to the individual. For me personally, I do eat meat, but I only eat meat from this farm. You've just got to educate the people to make their own decisions.
So apparently, now I've got to go muck out geese and ducks. Now, this smells horrible, and I'd probably say this is the worst job I've done, point blank. So why did you decide to come here?
I love animals, and I wanted to learn a lot more about them and much more about where my food comes from.
Only 3% of worldwide farmers are actually under the age of 35. So why do you think that is?
I know some people think that only office jobs are proper jobs, but I think when they get older they realise it's a proper job, this is where I get my food from. People don't know how fun it could be.
Do you think it's something that you would want to do when you get older?
Yeah, I think farming is definitely one of the things I'll choose.
Today was definitely super fun, but I don't think farming itself is for me. Although I do really respect the people who do this for a living, or even just for fun.
Coming up, we catch up with Myah, who's just had an amazing new bionic eye fitted.
Now to Japan, where the country was shaken by a powerful earthquake on New Year's Day. The moment it happened was captured on cameras across the country.
Roads were torn apart and homes collapsed, and there's been a big rescue mission to search for people trapped in the rubble. So what causes earthquakes? We've been looking into this.
The Earth is made up of something called tectonic plates. The surface of the Earth is like a giant jigsaw puzzle, and these plates don't just stay where they are, they actually move around.
When the plates crash into each other or slide past each other, we get huge releases of energy along what are called fault lines, where most of the earthquakes happen. And Japan lies on one of these fault lines.
In countries like Japan that have really big, dangerous earthquakes, they have specially designed buildings that can withstand the shaking. And school children are trained and drilled on a regular basis to make sure that they're as safe as possible when there is an earthquake. But as we've seen, they can still be really dangerous. Luckily though, powerful earthquakes in the UK are very rare. For more info on earthquakes and other explainers on the world's big issues, head to our website, first.news/FYI, and click on the I Don't Get It link.
Now, we've got an update from Myah, who joined us in the FYI studio last year. Myah was born with one eye because of a rare condition, and had been experiencing bullying because of it.
She managed to raise thousands of pounds because she wanted to get a new bionic eye fitted that would look exactly the same as her other eye. Over the Christmas holidays, she travelled to Los Angeles in America to get it fitted, and she made a video diary of her time there.
I was really happy and excited when I set off from the airport. When we landed in LA, I got to go to Hollywood, where all the big stars have their names on the pavement. But the most important part of my visit was to get a new bionic eye fitted. The doctor made them all to get the right shape. Then they fitted and made the eye. They hand painted it for 4 days, so it would be the same colour as my other eye. It felt really, really, really good. And check this out. I might not be able to see out of my new eye, but it looks so real, doesn't it? It even moves. And the pupil gets bigger and smaller when the light changes. And after that, we got to do loads of really fun things. And on Christmas Day, we went to Disneyland. As you can see, I was really happy.
And Myah joins us in the studio now. It's great to see you again.
It's great to be back here again.
So, Myah, what's it like having your new bionic eye?
It's really good. I feel really happy.
Yeah.
More confident.
Yeah.
And it looks exactly the same as the other one.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell, would you?
No, it looks amazing. They look identical. They're the exact same colour, everything. It's amazing. So I heard that you've got another bionic eye that's really cool. So can you tell us a bit about that?
So it's got a love heart in the middle, which is rainbow, and it glows in the dark.
That is so cool. When are you going to wear that one?
I can't wear it at the minute because I have to wait for this one to settle. But I can wear it like at parties and stuff.
Yeah, so for special things. Now, last time you were here, you told us that you experienced some bullying with people making comments and staring, which is just horrible. So have you seen a difference in that since having your new eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what difference have you seen?
Like people not saying rude comments, people not staring, people not pointing.
It must make you so much happier, you know, just going outside and not having to deal with that.
So what would be your advice to other children who might be experiencing bullying?
To just ignore them and to remember they're perfect and beautiful just the way they are.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really important. Just remember and ignore people who are being mean to you. Well, Myah, that's some really good advice. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you for having me.
So, did you guess if these New Year's Eve stories were fake news or fact? In Denmark, the tradition to smash plates on your friend's front door is fact. It's said to bring them good luck for the rest of the year.
And in Spain, the custom to eat 12 grapes as the clock strikes midnight is also fact. It's supposed to bring 12 lucky months in the year ahead.
Now, we're going to finish the show with a celebration of the amazing young people who are already making waves in 2024.
Yep, a massive congratulations to 9-year-old Tony, the youngest person ever to receive a British Empire Medal, for his amazing charity work. He has raised over £2 million.
8-year-old Bodina wowed the chess crowd after she was named Best Female Chess Player at a European Championship. She beat several experienced chess grandmasters, including a player 30 years older than her.
And finally, 16-year-old Luke has been making history at the World Darts Championship. He's the youngest player to have ever reached the final.
Nice one, all of you. See you next week. Bye.